slim, rectangular flashlights seem to be overtaking the everyday carry arena. And to me, it's understandable. Why would I carry this big, thick, hulking thing in my pocket when I can carry something that's half as thick? And so I decided to go throw down about $270 and pick up 3 of the most popular current designs in the Olight ARKFELD series of flashlights, including the original flat version, the ARKFLEX, which has a 90-degree pivoting head, as well as the Pro, which is going to have the most lumens and has 3 different types of light, including UV, laser, and original. And over the past 3 months, I've carried these extensively, as well as tested out their IPX7 rating.
I'm gonna do a water test. There we go, we'll come back in about 30 minutes. So it's been more than 30 minutes and all seem to be running.
While also doing a ton of impact testing, dropping them multiple times from my pocket onto the concrete floor. But also dropping them from about 3 meters in height multiple times.
Oh, they're great, guys.
And outside of a little paint chipping and body marring, all 3 have functioned perfectly after that impact testing. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys not only the excellent capabilities that all 3 models have, but what limitations may exist in these designs. And of these 3 models, there's one I definitely wouldn't purchase again, so stick around so you can find out why. So appreciate you guys hanging with me today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron, this is Gideonstactical. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So we're gonna kick things off with the best value in the ARKFELD series, which is the ARKFLEX, coming in at $80 and is the best work light option, in my opinion, for the really unique design characteristic of the rotating 90-degree head. Now, Olight states that they have tested this flexing 10,000 times. That's what they did in order to design this. I've done it a bunch, definitely not 10,000, but I can tell you that it will hold with great tension wherever you decide to angle it, from 90 degrees to say 45, say 37, you name it, all the way up to just a standard design. Now, what sets this apart from many other lights is that even though it has an excellent deep ride loop over pocket clip that you can ride either lens down or lens up, and we'll give you an option to put on the bill of your hat. It is a little bit heavy at about 3.5 ounces. This allows you to attach this either to, say, your backpack straps. You could attach it to any sort of work vest if you're looking at it as more of a work light, as well as for those of you who are more mechanically inclined, say you like to work on your vehicles, this can easily tail stand, and then you can tilt this up in any direction in that 90-degree range to be able to see the undercarriage of your vehicle that you're working on. Now, another characteristic that's different than the other 2 models is the placement of the power button. It's on the body's side instead of on the front top, where the other 2 have it on the top and not on the side. And if you were to ask me between the 2, I actually prefer the placement and location of the Flex, because if I'm carrying it on my weak side and I'm right-handed, I can pull it out and it's right where my thumb is, and boom, I can hit it and actuate the light, then hit it off. And if I'm a lefty, same thing, I can carry it on my weak side, pull it out. They've actually given you a little depression right there for your thumb, but now you just use your trigger finger, boom, hit the button, and now you activate and you can rotate through the settings. So I feel that is extremely intuitive and very easy to use. But leave a comment below and let me know what location you would prefer on your EDC flashlight. Now, one thing of note, both the original flat version and the Flex have a turbo mode of 1,000 lumens, but not all 1,000 lumens are created equal, and this is an important note for those looking at flashlights. The ARKFELD flat has about 2,500 candelas of intensity power, throwing out that beam to about 330 feet. Whereas the Flex only has 1,900 candelas, so about 600 less intensity units of rating, and that means that it won't go out as far. It will throw about 278 feet. So that is a significant difference. It's something just to be aware of. Just because you see 1,000 lumens across a series of lights doesn't mean they're all created equal. Now, the dual lenses throw out those 1,000 lumens and several other different settings that you can cycle through, from high, medium, low, and you can look at the spreadsheet to see, you know, what lumens per, and I'm not gonna go into all that, it would take forever, but you can see that there is a large section of different light settings that you can cycle through, from very low light, if that's what is necessary, to that 1000 lumen turbo. So there's obviously a lot to like with the ARKFLEX design, and I think is an ideal work light option. But there's one feature that all three of these models share that I'm not a big fan of. It's that even though all three will have magnetized bottoms that add to the versatility, you have to use Olight's proprietary magnetizing USB charger. And I just don't care for anything proprietary if I have a choice. Because if I ever lose this, try and get my hands on another one. What if I want to have one charger by my bedstand and then another one in my EDC kit or my work bag? Now I have to go purchase another one. So I don't like that aspect, where most other flashlights now will be rocking USB-C and some still doing the micro USB chargers, which I have tons of and are very easy to get your hands on. And ultimately, if Olight's gonna stick with this design, I think that they should throw in 2 plugs at least, just to give you a spare and have 2 locations where you could charge these lights. I'm sure Olight could afford to start doing that in their packaging. Now in just a moment, we'll check out the Pro version as well as the original flat, and I will disclose which of these 2 models I definitely would not purchase again and why. But I want to take a moment to invite you guys to hit that like button. That does truly help the channel, helps us go up in the ratings. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Gideon's Tactical, I invite you to hit the subscription button as well as the bell icon so that you can become part of the Gideon's Tactical crew here and be notified every week when I put up new gear reviews and content, as well as concept videos to help you guys better stay equipped and prepared for whatever life throws your way. And it is truly you, the viewers, in partnership with our sponsors, that help me to get out here, purchase gear and equipment just like this, test it out, to give you guys feedback to help you better determine if these items are the right choice for you or not. And I do want to take a moment to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor, which is LA Police Gear, and they're running an insane deal right now on Merrell Moab 2 tactical waterproof boots, which are now on closeout and at a new low price. And this version comes not only in mid-top, but also in this 8-inch version that I've been using quite a bit lately as I've been trekking about in the winter conditions in Colorado, with a side zipper. Perfect, because it's not getting into my socks because of those high tops and their waterproof capability. That's great. And the waterproof leather in conjunction with the Select Dry membrane I've found have really been able to keep the moisture out and let my feet breathe so they don't get clammy. Through the years of different Moab designs that I've had, I've always appreciated the Vibram soles that they're built out of, in conjunction with the high grip 5mm lugs that just grab onto whatever terrain I'm trekking through. So these are in stock and in black with tons of sizes to choose from currently, but these are on closeout, so when they're gone, they're gone. So I encourage you guys to check out the link in the description box below this video over to the LA Police Gear website, where you can explore all the features and decide on which design makes more sense for you. And I'll also include my exclusive 10% off promo code you can apply towards your purchase year-round. Now I have a disclaimer for the next portion of the video. If you have light sensitivity issues, now would be the time to bounce out, because we have strobes, we have lasers, and we have UV light to go through in this next section. And if that is an issue for you, you're not going to enjoy this part. So I invite you to bounce out, check out another video. We have hundreds up on YouTube. Now for the rest of us, you're probably thinking, let me guess, you would not buy the original again because the Pro now exists. And you would be correct, but it's not necessarily for the reasons that you might think. Yes, the Pro is going to have a lot more features and capabilities, but it also comes down to a design characteristic as well as value. The design feature on the original is this unidirectional pocket clip. It means that you can only put it tip down. You're not going to be able to attach it to the bill of your hat. And it has a big booty. Look at the booty on that light in comparison to the Pro. It's got this weird shelf. It's fat, it's large. I didn't enjoy carrying it. In this scenario, I do not like big butts, and I cannot lie. And I just prefer the slimmer butt on the other 2 designs, but this booty just isn't for me. So on strictly that alone, if that was the only difference between the Pro and the original, I would go with the Pro, but there's also a value factor. As we're about to see with all the extra capability, this thing is $100, the Pro, The original is $90, only $10 less. So there isn't a huge value spectrum. To save yourself 10 bucks, you're gonna get way more for that extra $10, not only in design features, but also in capability. And I will have links in the description box below over to the affiliate networks that I regularly partner with, so that if you feel like one of these models is the right choice for you and it's time to pull the trigger, always appreciate when you go through those links. Helps them know that we sent you, and then I get a small commission back, and literally pours back into the channel, helps me buy gear just like this to help continue to make content. So appreciate that. Now, with that said, ARKFELD flat will have the 1000 lumens as well as several different settings, and this button switch right here is in the center where you actuate and go through the different settings, and you hold and you cycle through, and then if you double tap, it'll go to turbo, and if you triple tap, it will go to strobe. So you have those three button actuation features, as well as holding to cycle through. So it does take a little bit of a learning curve with this button to figure out exactly what setting and how you want to do it, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty intuitive. Now, where the Flex version only has light, the original flat will have light, but then with a toggle of this little switch, you can see here it's on the light icon. We can kick it over. That will again illuminate the light icon to let you know how much battery juice is left. For maybe like 2 seconds it does that. But then you have a green laser. All I want is sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their head. How difficult is that? So that's a nice characteristic if you need to point at things, you know, highlight stuff. That is a good attribute that this design has, that you can toggle very easily back and forth through. Now, there are those several settings that you can take a look at on the spec sheet for high, turbo, medium, low, and all the different lumen counts that they offer on this original. But as we're about to see here with the Pro, it is a mind-boggling extra capability. So we have a similar button switch that does the exact same kind of style. You push it. Now, what I did find was that if you push it once, from what I remember, it just goes to whatever memory mode, like whatever was last set. Then you have to double tap to go to strobe, and then you have to triple tap to go to turbo. That is really annoying. But apparently, the newest versions that were released after December of 2023, those now can be programmable so that I believe you just hit it once and it will go to turbo, or at most you have to double tap. So that is a nice feature, because I didn't like that I have to triple tap to get to a turbo setting, which is 1300 lumens. So there is a little bit more lumens. They will have slightly higher candelas at like 2600 versus 2500, and it will go slightly further by like a few feet. The intensity level is there. You can see it with the naked eye, but it's minimal at the 1300 over to the 1000 of the original model. And then it has 5 different settings. The other big benefit is because it's slightly longer, and it will weigh about 0.9 ounces more than the original. It has 3 extra days of battery life, 11 days on low, whereas the other 2 models are gonna have 8 days on low. So that is a good data point as well. Now, on top of the 5 settings on the original light, then you can kick it to the center, and that's gonna give you the green laser again, and this cool feature that my friend Ilya pointed out to me. Very cool. So shout out to you, Ilya, for highlighting this to me. If you are on laser mode and then you double tap, you can also have the light engaged, so you can illuminate an area while also pointing up at rafters or pointing up at different things. So this is very good for like inspectors and things like that in your job or your career. That would be a very good thing to have, so you can illuminate the area you're going into and point out problems simultaneously. Very cool little feature there. And then finally, it has a third feature of a UV light. So this is really cool if you need to highlight stuff that reflects in certain ways, obviously like bodily fluids, if you're a hunter and you're trying to chase down an animal that you just killed, things like that. It's gonna have a lot of features that way. Definitely do not go into your bathroom with that. I did it, I regretted that. That was a regretful decision. But it does have that feature as well. So you have 3 different choices on the Pro, and you're getting all of that on top of the body and pocket clip design for $10 more than the original model. So for me, the original ARKFELD flat falls flat, and if you are looking at this as a really dedicated work light, then the Flex might be the right choice for you. And if you want something with a lot of different features and capability, well, then the Pro is definitely the way to go. But I want to know from you guys, what is your take on this ARKFELD series. If you own one, how has it been performing for you? Which model do you guys feel like connects with you most, that you would use the most? I always look forward to your guys' comments, your feedback. It helps me generate and come up with ideas for new upcoming videos. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I do hope it's been entertaining, but also informative and giving you the data and info that you need. And until next time, I do invite you to check out the other video popping up and to subscribe, and always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.